Just left, like I said. I mean, we've left a lot of plays out there, and I mean, if it wasn't for 5 or 6 players, we might be 3-1, 4-0 instead of 1-3. But winning, that's the expectation. That's what we need to do. So we just got to fix that in these 2 weeks.
A lot of guys on Sunday talk about finishing. How does this team get better in that regard as far as finishing fourth quarters and not missing those opportunities?
We just got to practice it. Day in and day out, we got to go out there and finish practice strong. And if we do that, it'll correlate to the game.
How different was it for you to have Coach Leffer on the field with you to be able to kind of talk through some things? How much did that help you throughout the game?
It helped me a lot because just to know what he saw and just know kind of how he felt and what plays he was going to call next, that gave me a certain comfort level out there.
Kyle, you talked about after the Mississippi State game that you were watching the rush. Do you feel like you've overcome that, or is it still an issue at times?
No, I've stopped doing that, because I have complete faith in my offensive line. They watched every clip, and I probably got rushed like to where I probably need to scramble only 3 times in the last 4 games. So, the O-line's doing a really good job, and that's just something that I got to keep working on. But it's not near as bad as it was.
It seems like the past 2 games you've been much better in the first half than the second half. Is that something that you can sense as well? And if so, what do you think that the change has been?
I definitely feel like I've been better in the first half than the second half, but that just goes back to finishing. It's something that we got to work on in practice, and kind of doing the second half of practice, just doing as well as we did in the first half. So we're gonna work on that this week, and hopefully that'll show up on Saturdays.
What specifically is broken down in the second half, or not been as good as what has been in the first half execution-wise?
I don't know specifically. I don't know what it is, but that's just something that we can work on as a team, and we just have to go out there and kind of experience it and kind of see what it is more, because really we weren't focusing on that going to LSU. Like the second half being like the first half is just something that we got to work on.
How do you feel to be giving up snaps both in practice and games to Jonathan with the first team?
That's if anything is good for our team, that's good with me. And kind of did the same thing last year, and John did a great job in his role Saturday, and he's doing a good job.
Kyle, do you sometimes have a hard time getting over a mistake you make or something? Do you kind of take it really hard and have to kind of learn to kind of steel yourself a little bit?
I don't try to dwell on it. Like after the overthrow to O, I'll beat myself up for a little bit, but you always got to leave that in the past and go out and produce the next drive.
Kyle, the quarterback, obviously, whoever it is, takes a lot of criticism when things don't go well and you don't win. Do you hear it, see it?
It's something that around campus and kind of whenever you go place, people will say this and that, but I don't really take it personally. Winning, like I said, that's the expectation at Auburn, and if you don't do that, then people will be talking about it. So, right now we're 1-3, so there's a lot of people off the bandwagon, but if we do what we need to do these next couple games, then a lot of people will get back on it.
Is there a lot of urgency, especially for this next Arkansas game, to not let the season slip away, to not let more guys get off the bandwagon?
We're not really worried about the bandwagon. We just got to get better as a team. Like, we're young, and we feel like we're moving in the right direction. And the defense they played one of their best games ever Saturday. So offensively, we just got to catch up to them, and I think we'll have a good game plan going into Arkansas, and I think that we'll play better.
How much, as an off week, been able to take a step back and kind of look at things and slow down for a second? How much do you think that's going to help you guys offensively?
I think it'll help a lot just to kind of evaluate ourselves, and because we don't have to go in and game plan really this week. We can kind of just watch ourselves and see what we need to work on. So I think that'll help a lot.
How big is it for you? And you played against them last year, but being the starting quarterback against Arkansas, how big is that for you?
I think it'll be fun, just to play against the hometown. I got a lot of family coming, but I'm not going to treat it like any other game because it's an SEC game and it's something that we really need to win.
Kyle, obviously in the preseason you were expecting a great start to the season. Everybody does, but have you been surprised with the way it's kind of broken down for you that you've been picked the way you have? I didn't think interceptions were a big issue for you.
I definitely didn't expect to have 7 interceptions through 4 games, but that's just something that I got to work on, decision making, and that's the first 4 games that I've started, and I know definitely that won't happen. The next 4 games I definitely won't have 7 picks, that's for sure.
Coach Chiswick said Sunday that sometimes you're holding the ball too long. How do you kind of get around that?
Just knowing my progression, just knowing go first, second, third, 4, and not just stopping at 2, stopping at 3, just going all the way through the progression before I make a decision to use my legs.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
All right.